Hello, grüezi, and welcome back everyone to another review / unboxing here in Switzerland. For today I have Flywoo's Firefly 16 in for review, and I also have something very special I need to show you before we start with the unboxing that Flywoo has released alongside with the Firefly 16 and 18, which we'll be reviewing after this one. So then I'll do the unboxing, show you what comes in the box, talk about specs, quickly and briefly talk about the battery setup, then we go out and fly the drone, and then at the end I'll give you my final verdict of the Flywoo Firefly 16 and see if this drone might be worth your purchase. And believe me, you will be surprised. My name is KodiaRok, welcome back everyone, and I think we should get started right away with the Firefly 16 made by Flywoo. Let's go. One really cool thing Flywoo introduced with the Firefly is something we wanted for the O4, and that is a wider field of view. So they came up with this wide angle lens mod that just gives us just that. 155 degrees field of view, just like on the O4 Pro. And here is the wide angle lens with the anti-filter set. Now you don't need to purchase this one if you don't want the anti-filters. There is one for just the wide angle lens for the O3, then the O4, and also as well the O4 Pro. But if you want to have an additional anti-filter or UV filter, then you can opt for this set. And let's just see what's inside. So I'm just going to open it up. Here you have the microfiber cloth to clean your lenses, and here is how it looks like. So here you have the wide angle lens, then the UV filter, the ND8, ND16 and ND32. So let's go right ahead with the unboxing. We'll take this cover here off and we open up the box and boom. There you go. You see, all nice and purple. First off, we're gonna take out the prop guards. Keep in mind for the installation of the prop guards, if you want to do it, you have to remove the motors first in order to install the prop guards. So next up is here the accessory bag, which looks really beefy. I mean, look at this. It's a lot of stuff in there. Holy cow! And here it is, the Flywoo Firefly 16 1S. We have a support card from Flywoo, couple of Flywoo stickers. Then we have a diagram of the stack of the GOKU F4. And lastly, we have a nice metallic sticker pad. Here you have two sets of props. One goes on your drone and the other one is spare. We have two 3D printed TPU mounts, one for the 750 mAh, a 1S battery, and the other one is for the 1000 mAh 1S battery. So both are included in the accessory bag. A small little Phillips screwdriver and a zip tie. Here you have the USB-C data cable, and here we have a prop removal tool. Now I made actually a small check and I was missing like a micro USB cable. So there's a USB-C, but that is for the O4 transmission module to copy the information over to the UPC. However, I found out that in the box of the Firefly 18, there's a micro USB cable included. So probably Flywoo must have forgotten to put it in my Firefly 16 box. You get motor tape to rewire the motor tapes if needed, a bag of different sets of screws and nuts, nylon nuts. And here is the Firefly 16 by Flywoo unwrapped from the plastic with the HQ 40mm 3-bladed props already installed, almost ready to go. The only thing missing are the batteries. So we have, you can see here, this beautiful purple canopy with the purple landing pads on either side of the frame. Then on the top here we have the DJI antenna, and here the radio antenna. If we move it to here, and you can see here there's this black button here. This black button, actually you need to press it in order to bind your goggles to the O4 camera. Speaking of the camera, you can angle wise you can have it all the way down to 5 degrees and swivel it up all up to 20 degrees. If you want to remove the ND4 filter that comes pre-installed, you just turn it counterclockwise and you remove it. And then you can install, if you have it, the wide angle lens mod. Keep in mind that because it takes up almost all the space within the canopy, you can not move it much up and down for the angle. So with that out of the way, let's talk about specs of this Firefly 16. First up, the thickness of the carbon fiber plate is actually 2 millimeters. The top stack is the O4 transmission module with the USB-C port here to upgrade your firmware or to move any flight footage over to your PC. The bottom stack is a GOKU F4 all-in-one 1S flight controller with an onboard ELRS system. Down here, zip tied in place, you can see this little unit. This is actually a 1S back delivering 5 volt of 3 amp output. So in the event of let's say your battery sagging or you do a punch out, it will not interrupt your video or radio signal all the way down to 2.65 volt. The motors here are Robo 1002 23500 kV. At the bottom we have the black TPU battery mount for the 450. Flywoo does also include the 750 and the 1000. The only thing you need to do if you want to swap it, you just take it and you turn it either counter or clockwise, and then boom, there you go. Speaking also of the bottom part here, on the top you have this micro USB-C connection that actually connects it directly to your flight controller, so you can do in beta flight on your PC all the configuration needed. The plug that the Firefly 16 is actually using is an A30 plug, which is compatible with BT 2.0 connectors as well. The weight of the Firefly 16 without batteries is 36 grams. With the 750 it is 53 grams, and with the 1000 it is 57 grams. So with all that out of the way, let's go out and fly the Firefly 16 and see how it does. And wunderschönen guten Morgen, that's how we say it in Switzerland, or a very nice good morning. It is just past 8 o'clock in the morning. It is 4 degrees Celsius outside, which is roughly 39.2 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is very cold. We are at roughly 1,100 meters above sea level. I'm just going to put an information here how much that is in feet. And for today, you can see in the background, there's still some fog, but it should actually get better as the day moves on. So for today, we are testing the Flywoo Firefly 16 with the 720 milliamp hour battery. It is freaking cold. Let's fly. Time for takeoff with the Firefly 16. And right out of the gate, I realized I forgot to set up my OSD the way I usually do. But given the fact that the day before it was still uncertain if the weather would be holding up for that day when we went out for our drone flying day, it's okay. Also, you can see the voltage of the battery is already quite low. That must be mainly due to the fact that we had such low temperatures. It was really freezing cold. I could feel it very quickly on my fingers. However, I have to say, as you can see from the footage, mainly the OSD and not the stabilized one, I have 0 vibrations or jello in the footage of the Firefly 16. So very, very good job from Flywoo, even given 4 degrees Celsius or 39.4 degrees Fahrenheit. It's just an absolute joy. Now, because the voltage was already quite low, I didn't want to push the batteries because they are also brand new. They came with the drone, or I purchased alongside. It flies very, very nice, predictable. The tuning is very good. Flight time, of course, cannot be that good because mainly due to the fact that the temperatures is pretty low, but still I'm very pleasantly, positively surprised as to how this Firefly 16 flies. And my friend actually picked this location, so this is like quite high up. I wouldn't say like a mountain, but rather like a hill, as we call it here in Switzerland. And not a lot of people yet around, but that changed later on. And this is just almost not noticeable from its noise it generates. Very nice flying drone, very predictable, very easy to fly. It's an absolute blast. So very happy with it. So I'll keep it safe for my first flight, and then we can move on to the second flight of the day with the Firefly 16. And now second flight with the 1000 mAh. Let's go. Second flight with the Firefly 16. And I'm starting to become much more confident in this flight. This time around with the 1S 1000 mAh battery. There will be another third flight footage video, this time with the wide angle lens mod and the 1000 mAh battery. You can see I'm already starting to do flips and rolls, which is fairly easy to do. But still, you know, that Firefly 16 does lack a little bit of that power I would like. But it is still acceptable. And also, what I was very surprised about is the range given the small antenna that you have for both the O4 and the radio. So very nice product, very fleshed out, feels, flies, looks very, very good. Very happy. It's starting to get like a, you know, being a trend this year that, you know, most of the drones that I did so far fly and review, they give such a good, or they make such a good impression. And even here, I mean, you know, this is with a small little drone, you know, that weighs less than 60 grams. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm shocked and amazed in the same time. So whether you want to take it out for a flight, I mean, you can see, I mean, you can take it out and fly, and you can also take it indoors, install the prop guards if you want, and just to maybe practice with the Firefly. It's all possible, no problem whatsoever. It will give you a lot of joy. So with that being said, I'm just gonna increase the music a bit, and then I'll the third video will be music only, and then I'll give you my final verdict of the Firefly 16 made by Flywoo, which is, as you can already tell and see, a fantastic product. Well done, Flywoo, good job. And now it is time to fly the Firefly 16 with the wide angle lens and 1000 mAh 1S battery. and it is time to give you my final verdict of the Firefly 16 by Flywoo. Now, on that day when I went out and fly, I have to say I was pleasantly surprised. I had a lot of fun. The tuning was very good. The noise level was almost not noticeable. Even people that walked around, they were so interested about this little drone, the way it flies, and that it is not that noisy. So they wanted to know what this drone was called, so they can look it up on the internet, because they were fairly impressed by its flight performance, and I have to agree. It is out of the box a very, very good drone. The only thing I would criticize that I didn't like so much, probably because it was also due to the temperature. Other than that, I have to say this drone is an absolute keeper. A cute little micro drone. I absolutely love it. Flight time is also very good. It doesn't have the power like the Firefly 18 does, but it still flies absolutely fantastic. Now, how does it compare to the Firefly 18? In general, like I said, it doesn't have the flight time, and it doesn't have like that punch as the Firefly 18 has, but I'll give you my final conclusion of the comparison between both in the review of the Firefly 18. You saw in the first video in the stabilization some stuttering or jello that went away. I think it was mainly due to the temperature, because as it got warmer it all went away. And I had a lot of flights with this little Firefly 16 on that day, because I brought a lot of batteries with me so I can have fun. And yes, it really delivered. Absolutely fantastic product. And even with the wide angle lens mode giving us the 155 degree field of view, is a very nice addition. So good job Flywoo on the Firefly 16. Absolutely fantastic product. For me, absolute thumbs up. T-wise, I would rate it absolutely A tier. If you're interested in this little drone, I'm gonna put down 2 links in the description. Both are affiliate links, so it won't cost you anything extra, but I do get a small commission when you make a purchase. So one is for the Firefly 16, and the other one is for the wide angle lens mod with the ND filter. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you do so, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you have this drone, the Firefly 16, or maybe even the Firefly 18 or similar sized drones, what do you think about it? Do you like this one? Do you regret your purchase? Do you like your purchase? Have you made any modifications to it? Let me know down in the comments below, and let's have a chat about this cute little Firefly 16 by Flywoo. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to my channel, because I got a lot more flight footage, reviews, unboxings coming up in the near future. So that is it from my side, everyone. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Happy and safe flying. Bye-bye.